when we thought that people like Timon were closing in on the world record, when we thought that 4.48 was probably the human limit for quite some many years, Yiheng Wang does it again. At Philippine Championships 2024, Yiheng Wang got a 4.36 second world record 3x3 average. And I'm here to break that down to you guys. The first solve is a 6.11, and let's be honest, no one wants to see a reconstruction of a 6-second solve from Wang Yiheng. So let's get to the second and fastest solve of the average, which is a 397, just outright a full step 3-second solve in this average, which is, just classic Yiheng style. He just pulls these out of his pockets all day long. So let's see. On the white cross here, we have our cross pieces here, 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 and here. Yiheng is dual color neutral, and you can see many cubers now switching to dual color neutral as well because, it's used by him and it's also pretty efficient. So what he's going to notice here is that we have this corner and this edge as our first pair. So after inserting these two edges in the back by inserting this blue edge to here and then rotating this orange one up to here and finally inserting this red edge, we're going to see that this corner and this edge will be paired up like so. So starting from this angle to make the execution better, we're going to do not a B2 but a U2 from this angle, and now wide R and R so that your cross is very good to execute, and we can see that these two will be paired up, and so with these two, so these will be his second pair. So we solve that into the back like so. And here there are two ways you can insert this pair. One is like so, and one is like so. And Yiheng chose the second option because he saw that this corner was going to end up to be here. And the key thing is that this pair is a very bad pair. So if you just do this, it's going to be very hard to make this a good pair, like so, and your F2L will not be as efficient if you insert like so. And now when you pair up these, you will see that when you take these out, you can insert these two together like so, because inserting this one will just set up these two into the back is like so. And now just OL and PLL. Of course, the solve is going to be full step and still a sub for single. So that's the fastest solve of this average. And now we come to the third solve, which is a 4.48. He's going to do this on yellow cross. He's going to build an X cross with the blue-red corner here and the blue-red edge. They look pretty close to each other, but actually we're going to insert them separately because this blue edge is already solved. We can insert this orange edge, and that will make this edge, this corner come to here to join with this edge to form a block. So L2 to form this block, and now we have these two crossed edges that we can insert like so, and finally we can insert this edge into the back. And now Yiheng also plans this edge in the back as a second pair because we can see that we have this corner here, and we also have these two. So of course Yiheng is really good at planning stuff in inspection. So after inserting this into the back, he's going to not only pair up these two, but also set up these two as well, like so. Again, after inserting this pair, he's going to pair up these two. And now a rotation to solve this pair. You could have done this with LU moves purely, but here I think Yiheng went for this because it's just because of his intuition, and he saw that we can orient corners here by inserting with a lefty sledge or a hedge, I can't be sure, and then inserting this pair into the front, because now we can orient corners, and in these all cases it's very easy to predict the PLL because the corners are not going to move, this edge is not going to move, this edge will come to here, this edge will come to here, and this to here. So we know that this is going to be a GC perm with these two headlights. So Yiheng just does this without any pause, doing the RUF G perm much better than I can, of course, and spamming through that 4.48. The fourth solve is a 4.49, and this is a very cool free fop solution, because Yiheng is actually very, very creative with the solutions, unlike the new generation of Chinese cubers, and I think that's just really cool about it. So On the white cross, we have these 4 cross pieces, like so, and they seem in a pretty random position and not very good to solve, but we can see that we have this pair, and we also have this edge attached to its center. So whenever you see an F2L edge attached to its center, it's more likely than not useful for building an X cross, for example. So here, Yiheng is going to solve this blue edge, like so, and then solving these two into the back with R, B prime R. So you can see that alongside with this green edge will solve this F2L edge into the back as well. And now all we have to do is track this corner. So first inserting this free pair which we have not disturbed into the back without inserting this this red cross edge. We will leave this cross edge till after we have solved our 2 pairs at the back. So now we have this corner and this edge. We can just solve it like so, in a keyhole fashion. And yeah, finally inserting this red edge. So now we have 2 back pairs solved, and we only have our front stops left to work with. So I think that's the beauty of free flop and something you guys can all learn. Now we have our 3rd pair and 4th pair, just pretty standard stuff. The 4th pair is quite long, but again, this OLO where you can predict PLO. Again, this 3 cycle of edges. So Yiheng knows that he's gonna get an A perm here, and just does the A perm in his usual fashion. He does these unconventional A perms like into the top, which I personally do not use, but he seems to master it. And now finally, I think this last solve might be the clutchest solve in cubing history. That's just my own opinion, but Yiheng gets a 4.02 second solve, just barely missing the sub 4 barrier to get a crazy 4.36 world record average. He needs a quite low time here to get world record average, which is why this solve is just so clutch. He's going to do white cross again, a white X cross, obviously, with this block. So we will insert these 2 into the back, and then our remaining cross edges are here. And again, we have this pattern of a F2L edge attached to its center. So first inserting these 2 blocks into the back, again starting on this orientation to make the execution much better. And now solving this edge to here. And now we can just solve these 2. Instead of doing F, from this orientation he does D, and then D prime here, and then retaining this grip to solve it like so. But Yiheng does not do that because his continuation for F2L is not very ideal for him. Instead, he does this. Inserts this from another angle so that we can have these 2 paired up and rotate to solve that into the back. And again, we have to be conscious of how we solve our 3rd pair, just as he did on the 397. Because here, if you just do this, this will be a mediocre pair for the last one. But you can rotate actually and take this corner out and insert it into the back with a 5 mover, and now we just have a free pair. Here Yiheng rotates to the left because presumably he saw the Ola and just went straight into it. And I would not recommend this Ola if you do not use like lefty moves, but as we all know from his lefty J-Prem, Yiheng is actually extremely good with lefty moves. So performing the algorithm super quickly and then just J-Prem to finish off and clutch this world record average. So yeah, again, thanks guys for watching. I can't believe how, Yiheng is just lowering the human barrier, like the human limit again. But of course, he was bound to do it, sometime or another. So thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next one.